Yeah, Jason gives the gift of rum. And you know he likes it if he gives you a bottle of Eldorado. If he would have gave you a bottle of Kraken, he would have been like, I don't think he loves me as much as he says he does.
Well, as I started coming over here, we started with the Siesta Key Toasted Coconut, then we moved up to the Appleton 12 year, then we moved to the Eldorado 12.
This is what he does. So he has a box of different rums in the car when he drives around. So if he's going to give someone a gift, depending on how he likes, he's like, he seems like a Siesta Key kind of guy. I don't like him that much. Well, here's your if you go to a party and you got to give something like.
But it was your 50th birthday, so I had to step you up to the Eldorado 12.
Yeah. Here's your Appleton Signature Series.
So Ray, here we are again for another episode of Welcome to Rum.
Yes.
And we've talked about Demerara rum before, but today we're going to sample 3 rums from a particular brand, which is a little bit different than what before we did cocktails and a lot of history. So we're not going to go into a lot of history on Demerara rum this time. We're just going to get right to it pretty much. We're here today with our friend Stewart.
Hey, everybody.
And Stewart, we're in your home bar, which is called the
Regal Beagle,
which is named after
Three's Company.
Excellent.
Greatest show in the world.
Yeah, so it was actually Stu's birthday like a week ago. So what Jason got Stu for his birthday was a bottle of Eldorado 12 year, and
which is by far one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites too. So we're definitely going to be biased with this video, but the interesting thing that I want to see the taste difference between the Eldorado 5 year, the 12, and then the 15. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to see what you think, too, with these different rums.
I'm curious, too. This is going to be good. I'm a rum newbie, and I've never had Eldorado before until the other night, and I had a drink of that, and I am just addicted to it, and I just want to buy Eldorado. So I can't wait to try these other ones and see how they compare.
So, Stuart, you've tried enough different rums now that you know that there's a fairly strong difference from region to region, or mostly island to island.
Yes.
Jamaica, Barbados, St. Martin, and Guyana, which Guyana isn't an island, but those are the 4 really significant ones. And there are some others in there that, you can argue Puerto Rican style or Cuban style, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But the Demerara rum comes from Guyana, which is actually the top of the South American landmass. So it's next to Venezuela, it's above Brazil. It's kind of that basin of the Caribbean. But it was colonized the same time as the other islands, first by the Dutch, then by the British. And the British incorporated the rum that was made there into their naval blend. So that's what got it famous around the world. And then Don Beach, Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant, when he formed up Don the Beachcomber in the 1930s, he relied heavily on Lemonheart 151, which was a prominent Guyana rum, or Demerara rum. So
a lot of history to this.
So you can't.
Did you think that
you can't drink Tiki without Demerara rum?
You're like, I didn't want to come on the show to have a geography lesson. I want to come on and drink rum.
So just a little bit of quick background for people who didn't watch the last video. What we're going to do is we're going to go over 3 rums from Eldorado. Eldorado, to my mind, is the premier brand. I don't know if it's still their premier brand, but of Demerara Distillers Limited in Guyana. Now, Guyana at one time, when it was all individual plantations that all had their own sugar refineries and their own distilleries, they had something like 300 or more. But eventually it got down to just 8, and then down to one central plant for making rum, or distiller, and all of those historical stills got brought into that one location. So there's only DDL, or Demerara Distillers Limited, right now in Guyana, but it puts out a huge amount of rum. But Eldorado, one of their best known brands, some of the others, they also, the rums that you may know, like Pussers or Lambs or Lemonheart, also produced there, and then they may be aged elsewhere and bottled elsewhere, but that's where they're actually produced. So starting off, we got the Eldorado 5 year, then we're going to have the Eldorado 12 year, then we're going to have the Eldorado 15. So the 5 year is not something I would normally drink straight. It's something that would normally be mixed into cocktails, like say a Shrunken Skull is a good Demerara rum cocktail.
Yeah, well, let's see how it tastes just by itself anyway.
Let's give it a try. Here's to you.
It's not bad.
So you've got that good, flavorful Demerara, where it's almost, it's got a earthy smokiness to it naturally due to the climate and the sugar cane that it's made from.
There is a smokiness to it.
Yeah,
I get
but it's,
caramel
I get a very strong caramel off it.
Yeah,
right off the first
that's
sip.
what I'm tasting.
Caramel and burnt sugar.
That's what I'm tasting, yeah.
And honestly, it's not going down as hot as I remember the last time I had it straight.
It's actually go down pretty easy.
Yeah.
Actually go down real easy.
Well, probably because we're having a very tropical day for the Pacific Northwest.
So, Stu, what do you think of it?
It's a really decent rum. I like that.
Do you like
I'm
it?
going to buy a bottle of it next time.
It's a good solid flavor.
I see myself as drinking it straight up. I see myself mixing it. That's got good flavor to it.
Yeah, just as Jason said, this is a kind of more of a work rum, but it's good rum by itself.
But yeah, without being a spiced or heavily dosed rum, it's got a natural spicy earthiness to it.
Do you know what the price point is for this one, Jason?
Typically, that should be around a $20, $25 bottle, I think.
Everywhere except Washington State. Want to support the Tiki with Ray show and look cool doing it at the same time? Then head over to tikiwithray.com and buy yourself a Tiki with Ray shirt. For only $20, Tony Canepa did the design and they're screen printed in America.
So, as we move across, we're going to get into the sipping rum. So the 12-year aged El Dorado Demerara.
12-year aged.
12-year age.
All right, so you have had this one, but I'm curious to see what you think of it compared to the 5-year.
This is good. This is my first El Dorado experience was this 12-year. That was like 2 weeks ago.
Let's give this a shot.
I would say definitely more complex, more robust.
It's really smooth on the tongue. It doesn't have a bite. It doesn't have that after bite to it.
It's interesting that you said that it's... When I tried the 5-year, I thought that was very smooth. But then after going and trying the 12-year, I realized that there was a bite with the 5-year.
Yeah.
Because there's no bite with the 12-year whatsoever.
None at all.
What do you think so far? Is there an obvious jump up in quality as far as the 5-year to the 12-year?
Well, I'm not sure about quality, just a
Or
difference
taste,
in
or-
taste. Definitely different taste. Like this 5-year, you can really taste caramel right off the bat. Very strong caramel. Had a little bite on the end, but it was still smooth.
Yeah.
This one is very subtle caramel. It's very easy on the tongue, and you don't have that bitey aftertaste.
And that is the technical term too. It's called the bitey
The
aftertaste.
bitey aftertaste.
Yeah.
It's not that there's an overpowering flavor, but it's definitely more complex. It grows, and there's some heat after it's gone down, but there's no initial burn.
That is unbelievably smooth.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah, I can just about guarantee there will always be a bottle of that somewhere in my rum collection.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to get a bottle of this. So I like that. I'm going to get a bottle of that. That's going to be a good sipping rum and see what I can mix with that too. For the price point, that's just a great rum too.
How much is the 12-year?
12-year around here would be about $45. When I visit Florida, it's about $30 for the same bottle.
Unbelievable.
And no additional taxes, whereas here we get a bottle tax and we get a 10+% sales tax.
You ain't gonna have anyone coming up to Washington to buy the booze. I'll tell you that. There's no bargains to be had up here.
All right, let's finish
All
up
right.
this 12 and we'll move on to the 15.
15.
Definitely more refined. I get...
That is
you
so
can-
smooth.
You can argue back and forth whether or not it's worth the jump in the price, but you can't argue that it isn't better.
This tastes completely different than the 12-year.
Okay, I don't get
Do you think
completely
so?
different. I just get a more refined and even more complexity to it.
I get a little more flavor out of the 12-year than I do out of the 15.
I've had that happen with a lot of rums where the lesser aged has more flavor to it, but the older is just kind of more subtle, more refined, smoother going down.
That's exactly what's going on with this one.
It's really smooth. It's really subtle.
I think the 12 has more body to it.
More oomph?
Yeah, there's the molasses that you can definitely taste more. This is smoother. It's more, I want to say thinner, but that's the word that's coming to my mind. What do you think, Jake?
I have to agree with that whole thinner term. You put it on your tongue, you can barely feel it there.
I didn't get a chance. I forgot to hold it up to the camera, but I think in coloration, I think it actually looks a little bit lighter colored than the 12-year.
It's completely light.
Now that could have to do with cask or barrel aging. What particular barrels were used for it.
It definitely tastes a lot different to me than the 12.
Yeah.
Actually, now I think about it, like all three of these different rums taste completely. They're from the same family, but they're all different. They all have their own thing. It isn't like, oh, the 15-year is just a better 12 or vice versa, or the 5 year. You know, the 12's better. It's just a better 5 year. They're all their own thing.
Mm-hmm. This 15-year-old, I just let it roll around the tongue a little bit and let it sit on there. A lot of rum, you know, you gotta. A lot of, I guess, the cheap rums and find out you gotta drink it right away. You can't let it roll around your tongue.
No. That's not what you do with the cheap rum. You just give it to your friends as gifts.
There you go. This 15-year, I just put it around my tongue there and just gonna let it swish around, and you can start getting that caramel notes after it goes down the throat, and you just have it just that residue on your tongue. You can really start tasting that caramel like I got
Jason,
it on
can
first
you
bottle.
hand me the 12 year?
Yes, I can.
I got it.
Yeah, check something?
Yeah, you gotta check.
I want to check something.
Gotta check something.
I like the 12 better.
Okay.
I like the 12 better than the 15.
I can argue that it has a stronger flavor. And you're looking at about a $20 price jump between the 12 and the 15 year.
Oh, wow. I like the 12 the best. It has the most body to it. The 15's almost too smooth. What do you think? What do you think, Stu?
Give me about 2 seconds here. I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's all right. Have to do a little bit more research.
Mm-hmm. This is smoother, the 15. I like the 15 year better.
You do?
I do. I like the 15 because I'm getting that aftertaste, that residual flavor.
Okay.
I have more caramel notes from the 15-year-old.
I was going to say, normally when I'm sipping the 15-year-old, I have a small snifter type glass that I like to use with that.
So, Jason, what do you think? How would you rate them?
I will definitely keep the 12 in stock. The 15, as I come by it, I want to make sure that I have a bottle available, but I won't drink it as often.
Do you like the 15 better?
I think the 15 is arguably better, but yeah, there is a more robust flavor to the 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's but you can't go wrong with any of these rums.
No, they're all terrific. And the Demerara rum just has a unique character to it.
So when you get the Eldorado 21 year,
I'll let you know.
we'll come back and
We'll do another show.
we'll do another show. It'll just give us an excuse to drink more.
There we go. Take off, eh? Hey, hoser.
Hey, hoser. I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug. How's it going, eh?
Yeah, take off.
Take off, you fucking hoser, eh?